I was not craving it at all. When the UFC announced that they wanted to promote the sport of submission wrestling and jiu-jitsu, I knew that they were going to be able to touch a bigger audience in terms of practitioner. Not everybody can practice mixed martial art due to the nature of the sport and the risk of injuries. But submission wrestling is accessible to a bigger range of people, and I wanted to be part of it. It's a very old sport coming from ancient Greece, and I've always been a fan of it, and it's always fun. As much as I train for me to be a better person, because I'm a martial artist, I'm not training necessarily for a fight, it's more for a therapy. I like to train for a competition, so it's a good challenge.
You've been a practitioner for a long time. How have you seen the sport grow and the athletes grow with it?
Yeah, it grows a lot. There's two kinds of competitor, the way I see it. Actually, three kinds. There's the one that do it just for fun, that will compete just for the kick of it. They don't really care about the result, they just do it. There's guys that do it because they want to be the best in the world. Those are like Gordon Ryans and all these guys, Giancarlo. They're specialized in grappling and submission wrestling. Because it's a specialty. And now you have the new kind of guys that are coming from UFC mixed martial art career that switch and want to do it. That are not necessarily specialized in that form of combat sport, but they want to switch and give it a shot. So
a lot of people who practice jiu-jitsu say that they've learned more about life in the mats than anywhere else. What do you think has been the biggest lesson for you when you've been on the mats?
It's true. It's the best school of life, because you can't start jiu-jitsu or submission wrestling or any martial arts sport and be good right off the bat. We're all born with a different set of cards, of course. You can have more skills than others, more aptitude than others, but it takes time. It takes a lot of patience. And when you start in it, I remember no matter who you are, you can't be the best right away. You have to go through a phase where you're the one taking the beating, and it takes a big hit on your ego, and only the strong made it through. Only the one that have the more perseverance made it through. It takes it's like anything in life. Nothing comes easy. You have to go through a lot of work, a lot of obstacles if you want to be good. And I found that jiu-jitsu, wrestling, grappling, it's a very good school of life.
Do you remember the first time you rolled?
Oh yeah, first time I rolled, it was in Montreal. It was against a man named Wagner Fabiano. It was my first Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructor. And I was already a black belt in Kyokushin Karate. I was very athletic. And he was like 25 pounds lighter than me. And he kicked my butt like crazy. Like I couldn't realize how different it was. He was using techniques that I'd never seen before. He was sweeping me left and right and taking my back, choking me, armbar me. And I watched the UFC first, so I knew what was an armbar, but I did not realize of how much time you need to put into it in order to become good.
You talk about on stage getting that kick, the competition, the fans. What was going through your body when you hear that roar and they say GSP's coming?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the reasons why I'm coming back to it. It's fun to feel the love of the fans, feel that adrenaline. It's really something that I wish everybody could feel once in their lifetime. It's a lot of fun, and it's like a drug, if I can say. It's a feeling that is undescribable, and it's a lot of fun. I'm glad to live it, and I'm excited for December 14th.
You're set to come back, obviously, as you said, in December, but after that reaction and after kind of being here in National Fight Week, seeing all the fighters, it's almost feel almost too far away now.
No, it's not far away because I need a lot of preparation. I've been competing in mixed martial art all my life, but this is a different form of combat sport. It's very specialized, so I want to make sure for my legacy and for my fans that I prepare myself the best as I can.
And you mentioned legacy. I mean, that's obviously something that's very important to you. How do you balance keeping that intact while making sure you're at the tip top?
Yeah, I'm not the same man I used to be. When I was younger, my number one priority was to be the strongest man in the world. That was my number one priority. That is no longer my number one priority. My number one priority is, you know, my family, my businesses. That this is number one. Make sure I deliver. Then I want to compete in grappling, you know, but I'm not the same guy that I used to be. But in the same time, I'm very competitive, and I want to make sure that if I do something, I do it to the best of my ability.
Last one for you. Golden Knights just hoisted the Stanley Cup here.
Yes, sir.
What is that? I mean, what is the reaction?
Amazing. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. I'm a huge fan of hockey, and I'm glad for them. It's what an achievement.
George, I had one more question for you. You said you love to compete, but you also said plenty of times that you don't like to fight per se.
Yeah.
But with grappling, it's a little bit different. They say jiu-jitsu is the gentle art, of course. Do you kind of enjoy the preparation and the training of grappling more than, say, striking?
Well, there's less risk involved in terms of injuries, and it's not mixed martial arts, so it's really different. But in the same time, it will affect my legacy. So I need to make sure that I perform to the best of my ability. And who knows, maybe after one fight, I will be like, finally I don't really like it, so I will stop. Maybe I will love it and do more. I mean, it's something that I don't know. I just give it a try. I never competed in, I've done ADCC, but at that time I was busy focusing on my mixed martial art career. But it's something new. It's a new thing in life. You know, we only live once, and I think it's worth trying it.
Appreciate you.